What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tony Vegas and my man
Danny's son
with the Pedals Up podcast. Welcome to today's episode. We are changing up everything now, from what we're used to doing for the better. I mean, obviously we haven't been on for like the last 3 weeks, and we apologize for that. But we are doing things to progress this show to see where we can go, take this show to another level. We have been doing the show live every Thursday night, right?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna kind of calm down on we're not gonna do the live portion of it. And if we do the live portion, it's usually gonna be possibly with a guest, or Danny and I will just do something live on the spot. So I mean, now we're gonna be doing a bunch of cool stuff, like, we're gonna bring back the what's in your garage. I know you like really doing the what's in your garage.
It was cool because, I mean, when we started this, we didn't have a blueprint, we didn't have a plan, we didn't know what we were doing. We just, it was after COVID, we just kind of really like, hey, let's try it, So again, we didn't have no blueprint, so we didn't really know, we didn't have nothing to follow, so we tried a lot of things.
Yeah.
What's in my garage was cool. There was a few things that we tried. The bike of the week is cool.
Bike of the week is great.
But we want to make those things better. Now that we've been doing this for a while now, 2 years again. 2 years, son. That's every Thursday we've been doing this. So, I mean, it takes a lot of work to do this stuff. So now, you and me, we talk a lot about this, and I think it's time, and we decided, like, hey, we have to take this, to get it there, we have to change. We have to change what we've been doing to get different results, Not that what we were doing was bad, because, again, it's been a learning process. I mean,
it has been.
You've learned a lot from it. I mean, remember the first time we actually did the podcast, the first actual podcast. Think back to that, to where we are now.
It's been a big change from the first podcast to where we're at right now, because we've met so many cool people. We never Chicago, man. We've been to Chicago.
I was thinking about that because I was watching it was some murder show, but I was like, yo, that's Chicago. I've been in Chicago. I just was looking at the background, but it's one of those things, like, without this, we wouldn't have gone that specific trip. I mean, I'm sure Chicago, but just that specific,
Got invited by Pookie and Mad Dog over there, and got to ride with the Chicago brothers.
So I mean, that's one thing that I'm very thankful for. I'm humbled, like, the way that went down. So that's one of those cool things that, it brought for us on a personal level. But as far as growing, I mean, when we started this, we wanted to highlight other people's bikes, because, we go to the shows, we see this stuff, and, you and me, we talk to a lot of people. So when we're out there and they're like, hey, you still riding bikes? They don't know, they have no idea what it is that we do. So doing what we do on Facebook and Instagram, I think we've been giving people a better idea. But now with the podcast, it's been even that much more that we've been able to show people. So
and as it grows, man, you got to grow with it. Like, we're also going to be doing the rolling art show with the bikes. So, like, we're going to be highlighting a lot of bikes.
Like the show bikes.
Like the
rolling
show
art,
bike, like the show bikes.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing that. Also, we're going to be doing like the BMX, a BMX segment, BMX show type thing too.
Which is big, man. Think about it.
BMX is huge.
From when we first came in to now we're BMXs. I mean, BMX just suffered a big loss, with the Bike Life family, with Cakes, Sandra. She was very involved in the Bike Life community, and she went out, unfortunately, in one of these ride-outs, got taken out by a car, and it's one of those things that we always fear, and it's always in the back of our mind.
Yeah.
The last time I guess I had a concussion, I was chasing the car that almost hit me, but I just, not thinking, I just wanted to go, beat that dude's ass, and just kind of letting my emotions took over. I fell down, and I had a concussion. I was lucky. I was out by myself. I was wearing fucking flip-flops, son. So them being out in a ride out with something like this happening, I can't even imagine for the people that were there, for her kids, and just for everybody. And it's been a beautiful thing to see everyone posting
Come
videos,
together, right?
Pictures, and just everything in memory of her. And it's sad and sucks that we have to do that kind of stuff, but it's a real thing, and it's something that we deal with in the Bike Life community, and maybe we don't talk about it as much. And there are a lot of these rides that do put a lot of this stuff together and a lot of thought into this.
Yeah, and a lot of people that are riding these bicycles and stuff, at the end of the day, they're just bikes.
Yeah.
But what you do with the bikes is what you're going to do with the bikes. So if you're out there, whiling out too much or whatever, and you're going to go against a car, chances are you're not going to win. And on Case's thing was that she actually got hit by a car riding her bike with everyone, and it really sucks because she's not one to be doing a lot of crazy things, but she does the surf, which is really cool that for a female to do the surf, but that's what she's made mostly known for. But she was a really kind spirit. I never got the opportunity to have a long conversation or anything. I've only it was just a brief thing. She just yelled my name out from a distance, said Tony Vegas, and like she waved at me, and then I waved at her back. So that was on a ride. But that was probably one of the ones that I wish I would ended up talking to, in my life, But it happened. So our condolences to everyone out there, friends, families, everyone that knew her. We're also going to be doing bike shows. All the big bike shows that are out there. We're trying to go to like the Lowrider show, the SoCal show that's going to be coming up this.
That's a big one,
That's
man.
going to be the big one.
That's huge.
That's our closest one.
Yeah.
That is basically that's the main show that we're going to be highlighting because it's Jimmy Peaks, the SoCal show, September 17th through the 18th in San Diego. In San Diego, you always have fun in San Diego.
Yeah.
Because of the weather, the beach, and all that kind of stuff. It's just always amazing out there.
What you got coming for?
Guy, man, I am pushing 3 bikes. I'm trying to push 3 bikes for the show. That's what I'm trying to do.
Tony Vegas.
I'm pushing 3 bikes for the show. That's my goal. But the main one is the Zephyr. The Zephyr is completely painted already. It's getting painted by Lee Cup from the others. He's painting it. I got my parts all sent out. I sent them out last week.
Yeah, I remember.
To the Shine
I
Shop.
came in. You had everything.
I had everything
counter.
all lined up. Yeah, I have everything lined up. But I sent it out to the Shine Shop out here in Vegas. He's shining it up and chroming everything. So I'm excited for that. So I get that in about another week and a half, and then got to put the bike together. But my other 2 bikes I'm going to be painting.
Okay,
and stuff.
3 bikes. That's cash, son. You put a lot of money into this because
Yes.
I mean, like a Zephyr, like for those that don't know, that's a one-off. That's
Yes.
a one-off frame. That means that's the only one
That's
out
it.
there that's like that.
The Zephyr is the most expensive one
that's
that I have right now.
I mean, you put some cash into
I
that.
put
son.
some cash into that one right now.
I mean,
because before it was like close to about $4,500 just the bike, having the bike before, and I was doing whatever I did. It's close to $5,000.
So now because you went custom paint, you're going
custom
chrome.
Chrome,
You're getting everything polished.
chrome.
The wheels.
The wheels
rebuilt.
a brand new set of wheels.
New tires.
New wheels.
Seat.
New seat, new
Brackets, everything.
Everything. All my brackets, all my fender brackets. I got a fender on it. It's got a new swoop.
It didn't have a fender before.
No, I didn't have a fender before.
What made you decide to put a fender now?
It just needed a fender. It just looked like it needed a fender.
It's gonna be a complete different bike.
It's a completely different bike, completely different color. So I pulled out all the stops for this thing, for this bike. So I'm really excited. Hopefully it comes through. But if I don't have it complete 100%, if I have it only 90%, I'm not showing it.
All right, that's fair.
I gotta make sure I have everything.
Remember, we've talked about this before. You can only debut once.
One time.
One time.
So what we're talking about is the show bikes. When you try to prep yourself up for these types of shows, Danny and myself have been doing bikes I've been doing it since 2017, a little bit. Yeah, about 2017. Danny's probably been a little
late 2013.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So we've been around bikes a lot, and then when it comes down to these bike shows and stuff, you got to prep yourself, especially bigger shows when you're trying to, highlight them, because there is levels to this game. There's so many levels to this game. You start off with your first bike just to get your ass out there riding, and then you're like, oh, I see this, so you buy yourself a nicer bike, and then from there to the cruiser, and then from that cruiser to like a Macargi bike or a dyno bike, and then you start fixing that, and then you start going into a custom frame, and then you build that first custom frame, and it's like you did everything for what you learned over here to that custom frame, but you're not done there. You still have to go. 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 You still have to move up to another level. So like
that's for those that want to take it that way.
Those are for those ones that want to do it. I went through all that. I'm going through those levels. I'm to like right up to getting up to that next level up, and that's what I like to do.
That's the cool thing, that we can document, the steps to doing that. Because like the same thing with this show, I wanted to do because what brought me in was the quick flips, the cheap bikes, so I'm staying true to the name, and I gave myself $1,000 budget, which is a lot, but it's not a lot when it comes to the bikes. That's with everything, having the bike ready. But what I wanted to do was do it the Danny Cheap way. So I went the local route.
Yeah.
I went on Facebook, Craigslist, OfferUp. I found the frame, I found the bike. We did the tear down, so now it's a McCargy. I went the McCargy route, so now I have it painted. So I'm doing the things to keep it under the $1,000, and I want to make it the coolest I can, and just to show people that it can be done. You don't have to swing for the fences. You don't have to. I'm not doing any modifications to the frame. This is something that anyone can go out and buy, and that's what I want to show. I want to show people that you can do that. You know what I mean? I'm not too cool for school. I still write the Kents, the Huffies. You know what I mean? The Nerves, all that stuff. I enjoy that. That's how like they say, that's my jam, son. Because I can say I've ridden this bike, that bike. I've done a lot of reviews on this stuff, and I was doing it more really to when I sell these bikes, so I know exactly what I'm selling. You have to, if you're selling stuff, you have to love the product. You know what I mean? That's the only way you're gonna be successful at this. You have to love what you're selling, because if you don't, then it's like you're forced. You don't want to sell this. People can read that off of you. People buy stuff because of you, because of the excitement, because of everything. They're like, I came here specifically for you. So I take that with the bikes. I'm like, yeah, it's just bikes, but I'm like, shit, that sells the bikes. They're not sitting in my garage. They're not sitting. I'm selling them quick because I go in with that attitude of quick flips. So again, the show bike, I'm keeping it the Danny Cheap way. It puts me in a different category, because when you go to shows, there's different categories too. So you have to know how to compete. And if you want to walk away with a trophy, me, I'm happier walking away with a pocket full of cash, knowing that I sold this bike. But some people like to have those trophies and the recognition for the hard work, and as they should, because a lot of these bikes, they put in a lot of time and work and everything.
Everybody goes to this, and every part has a story to all these bikes. So any part that you put onto the bike, you know exactly where you got it, how you got it, who you got it from, at what time, what did you have to do to get it, what did you have to do to save up to get it, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And like my boy Eddie Dubs always told me, so do not use your paycheck money in order to fuel this bike life. Try to recycle your money. Like I have bikes that the only reason why I'm doing the changes on my bikes, on my show bike, is because I have enough bikes to try to flip to compensate to payment for that.
When I drove up, you was taking pictures of something. I'm like, that's to post.
Yeah, I was out there taking pictures, like, because I'm selling like a motorcycle seat. So I'm just taking pictures, and all that stuff that I sell is just going towards my show bike. So you got to recycle. I mean, that's just it. I mean, if it's just gonna sit in your garage for a long time and nobody's doing anything with it, you just gotta move on. I have accumulated a lot of stuff, so I'm constantly trying to flip things and stuff like that. So with that being said, I use that money towards my bike. So I use bike money towards my bike stuff. Yeah. So that's what you got to do. Yeah. So we're gonna be doing the BMX shows, because the heavy hitters, I've got they're like one of the biggest crews out there that have like the most of like Bassets.
You know what? Speaking of BMX, man, last week we went to Brad's house. I got to ride the Bassett Bel Air. Dude, I gotta say, that's one of the baddest BMXs I've ever ridden in my life. In my life. It's crazy. It's like the Lakers color. It's not that I'm a Lakers fan or nothing, but it was just, the colors hit nice on that bike. But dude, that thing is smooth, man. That's like a Lambo.
And Brad's part of the heavy hitters too.
Huh?
Brad's part of the heavy hitters too.
Yeah, man. So that's a badass bike. I was really impressed, man. These BMX, when it comes to quality, these dudes are on another level with this stuff, man. Really smooth.
Yeah, big time.
It's just butter, something.
So but going from the BMX shows, we're gonna be doing all kinds of types of bike shows that we want to go to. Like the lowrider shows. We want to do also like SEMA, all kinds of different types of shows. Just not only just bike shows. because we want to try to get the message out there for all the people about the bikes and stuff like that. So when we go to these shows, even if they're like car shows, we can bring the bikes, badass bikes, and line them up, because when we do the cars and coffees here in Vegas Saturday mornings, and we roll out in our cruises, in our stretch cruisers, they're like completely like, wow.
It's crazy.
What is that?
You park next to a car that's over 100 G's, then they pull up, they all kind of come to the bike. They're like,
They come straight to the bikes and they just look at it.
It's a good feeling, I guess.
It is. It is a good feeling, because it's like they see how many times you can see a Camaro, how many times you can see a Corvette, how many times you can see a 56 Chevy or whatever. You see them all the time. It's just different shades. But then when you come and roll in with the bike and completely different from a regular bike, they're like, wow. And they do crowd around. That's actually cool when you got all that. Now you want guys to be having bikes to match their cars. Yeah. And so that's a good thing too. So we can able
that's where we come in.
That's where we come in. So with the bike shows also, we also got the podcast that we're going to be doing also. We're not going to be doing it as live anymore, because we're trying to change up things and make a quality show for people to watch. But we are going to be showing it off at 8 o'clock. Every Thursday night at 8 o'clock, there's going to be a show. We're trying to do a show for every day of the week. So as we're doing this, that's why we ask all of you guys, if you guys can do us the favor and like, share, and subscribe, and comment, and all that kind of stuff, because it helps the algorithm up with us to move up. With that being said, the more we share this and the more we get this going, the more people get to see a lot more of the things that we do.
Yesterday, I posted a video on YouTube, and I got 2 thumbs down. I was like, how you dislike a kid's bike? It's just a kid's bike. I just put a kid's bike, but I was like, damn. I don't know, I was just kind of made me feel some kind of way. I don't know why I just had to say that.
I got
shit.
2 thumbs down. I'm like,
yeah, I'm like,
a kid's bike.
On a kid's bike. But I was like, man, whatever, man. I mean, shit, you got to be going through some shit to really dislike a kid's bike. So I'm like, oh, whatever, man. But and more than ever now, like again, we are ending the way we've been doing what we've been doing, and it's time to really take it to that next level. So we have, some people that know what they're doing and talking about. So now we're listening. We're trying to make this right. We're trying to put stuff on paper on Tony's Grease Lightning notebook over here.
Grease Lightning notebook.
We're trying to make stuff, take some notes and make things a little bit more official. So now we are gonna open up and start something where if you want to donate, if you want to be a sponsor, if you want to be an investor, if you want to be a part of this show, now is the time to really help us out and reach out to us. And if you can help, now's the time, because really we want to take this to that level where we're in the mainstream, where we're able to be, in everybody's phone, everybody's eyes. And, it's time. These bicycles, there's a lot of cool builders, that we know. Think about all the builders that we know now, all the painters, these last couple episodes that we had, the pinstriping, the leather work. So there's a lot of people that, this can, people can benefit from, promoting these bikes.
Yeah.
It does open up a whole new world to people that they just think about it as bikes and really don't know what this is. Because here in Vegas, like just thinking about the Hump Day ride, look how many people come out every week.
The Hump Day ride, the world famous Hump Day ride every Wednesday night.
but then like other
300
cities,
people.
Other cities with the critical mass and things like that, like people have no idea what goes on where there's like thousands of riders out there. So this is something that we want to highlight and be part of. So to be able to do a lot of this stuff, we're gonna need to travel. We're gonna need to do that stuff. So again, if you've ever wanted to really, be part of the show or help us out, now's the time to really, break bread, son. You know what I mean? But no, help us out and make this, so we can make this happen.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a GoFundMe, a donation spot for it, and and if you guys want to be a sponsor, we're and an investor, and we're really looking for investors in this and see where we can go with this on the next level, because recording the whole sizzle, recording a commercial and everything so package the whole thing, our whole show, and see if we can go to another level, to like a network or something like that. See where we can go with this. But there is a lot of potential in this. There's so much potential in this. And we just ask for you guys just for a little help on this and help us out to make this grow up a lot more. Like we said, There is never been a blueprint. We are now listening. We came in contact with people that know about this kind of stuff, and they're telling us what to do, showing us what to do to make this show succeed a lot better. I mean, if you guys don't know, I mean, we have like a full crew here, like cameras and everything and all that kind of stuff, you know, in the long run does cost money and stuff. So we are doing our best for this show, what we can and how we can do it. I mean, we've done everything we can, and we got to this level. We got to this point right now, and now we just got to jump off the fence.
You know, for those that watching, that's what explains why we've been kind of, you know, dark,
the last,
missing.
the last
because
3
we
weeks.
really, you know, to start this again, because we are starting over. We got to start off with a solid foundation. So me and Tony got to be on the same page. We have to be ready. We have to be, you know, all in, because we can't just half-ass this anymore. So that's why we really want to have some kind of structure, and we're getting to that point now where we have guidance. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we found, you know, a good crew now, and yeah, man, it's time.
We're definitely excited for where this is going to go. So yeah, so we're going to be starting a GoFundMe. So you know, our goal is $7,000, guys. $7,000 to get the SoCal show going to where we need it to be. We're going to start off. We're going to be starting it off this week for the GoFundMe. But you know, if you guys want to see, you know, the baddest bikes out there, all of the new debut of bikes that people are building. A lot of bikes have been under wraps and they're doing little teasers and stuff like that. The SoCal show is going to be the spot. So that's why we need this GoFundMe to go, and $7,000. I mean, you want to see Danny out there and you know talking it up with Danny and seeing what he can fit, because this dude's a big dude. So we want to see if he can ride a small bike. But if you guys want to get him happy, Dos Locos, that's his favorite. That's his favorite, the red one.
Yeah, if you want to see that, yo, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to really get you guys all the behind the scenes, everything that you know that goes with putting these shows together, setting up these bikes, like everything that comes, you know, with this. So that's what we're trying to highlight, is a lot of this stuff.
Because
right?
I mean, you guys see it. Everyone sees it in the car culture. Everybody sees it in the motorcycle culture. Everybody sees it in the off-road culture. All that kind of culture. They have a culture. We have a culture here. Is that we are trying to make that culture more out there for everybody to see. Whatever in our ways. I mean, we already know that there's a mountain bike. There's mountain bikes out there. There's BMXs out there. There's a lowriders out there. We already know that that's out there. We're not trying to take anything, or we're trying to do everything kind of like more of a whole. And if we can make this, you know, together, it's just going to make it a lot bigger for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, that way it's like, it just basically is like the Pedals Up network. That's what we're trying to make.
Yeah, because right now with the SoCal show, you got to think this is one of the shows, like, we haven't had this in a long time where we get this many bikes together, custom builders just showing what they have, what they've been doing.
Coming back from the.
But now that's why we're trying to make this grow, so we can't have like it could be a party, it could be a concert, it could be a show, we can bring out those big names, we can really be mainstream where we can have that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So if you go out there, if you're that one builder that builds, has 5, 6, 10 bikes, bring them all. We want to highlight them. So I know you're building a Bacargi bike. We broke it down here in the garage and stuff, and I know you got your stuff painted. What you got going on? Like, where's your progression at right now?
So again, I gave myself $1,000 budget, you know, for this build, trying to do it the Danny cheap way. And I just realized, like, was it yesterday? I already painted the bike, everything's done. I rattle canned it, you know, the frame. You'll see. I did a good job. But the thing was, though, I looked at the can and I'm like, yo, I thought it was black, because I went off of the cap and it says dark walnut. Because the whole time I'm spraying it, I'm like, hey, this guy's a different color. It's not like, I didn't realize. I'm like, oh shit, it's not, you know, full on black. So it's too late. It's already been painted. But it actually works out, because it kind of matches with what I got going on. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep that stock look, something affordable, something like the common person can do. I went on OfferUp, Facebook, Craigslist, and I found what I needed. So that's what I'm gonna do. I had some parts together. I'm doing it the Danny cheap way, but I want to have something I can show off at the SoCal show, because again, man, everyone's showing. I know they're gonna have cool bikes and they're gonna be showing off different things, and I want to show a Danny cheap bike. I'm gonna have my show bike, the Mobita. But I also want to have this one just to take to show and to motivate some, because I know there's a lot of people.
There's always somebody you motivate.
Yeah, there is.
So where are you at right now in your budget?
I'm maybe around 700. I still have grips, pedals, and a seat. I'll do it. You know, the Danny Cheapway son, and now I still have some money left over.
God, lucky you.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. For a Danny Cheap bike, I'm like, phew. You know what I mean? But compared to other bikes, I mean, $1,000 ain't, it's nothing, man. You know, really to have a show bike, something I can, you know, possibly win a trophy from. Not saying that I'm going to, but you know, what if?
What if?
Yeah,
What if?
but, you know, but it's one of those things that I want to try. I want to try it, and just to motivate others, like I said, because you know it's not always for the adults, man. Sometimes kids watching this stuff. You know, we have kids that watch this, so sometimes them too. Like, you know, I was talking about a kid's bike that I, you know, just picked up. I sold the bike and then just picked this up. It's kind of what I do, and this is one of those where it's like this is a perfect opportunity to highlight what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So again, because this show, the SoCal, is gonna bring a lot of bikes out.
Yeah, because if you do the bike at a budget, you know, at a $1,000 budget, a lot of people can do that. A lot of people can get in and start, you know, creeping in and then move and progressing themselves.
You can and you can't, because if you don't know, you're gonna spend all your money on the wheels.
Yes.
Just on wheels, because when you find out, like, $400 or $500 just for the rims.
Just for the rims.
That's not the tubes or the tires. So again, sometimes you have to know how to find stuff and who to contact, and, you know, doing all that stuff. So the Danny Cheapway, just by doing it and you know, been selling bikes for a while now. But one thing that we want to start doing too is like reaching out to people and like, hey, what kind of bike you want? Maybe we can find something for you. Maybe you don't want to build it. Maybe you don't want to, or you don't have, you know, the access in your, you know, your town, or maybe you do, or you just like our style. Maybe we can hook people up with bikes too. So that's something that we can do, and you know, they can follow us, and like we said, like a used car dealership, they can reach out to us.
I mean, we've been talking about building that forum for us to put bikes
or
on
even
there.
customs, you know,
custom builds, you know, that we can build for them, or we have bikes that we have for sale, or if people want to sell bikes, that they can come onto a forum, and then, you know, it just keeps networking inside that. So that's going to be a good thing. That's going to be coming up. So you can go to pedalsuppodcast.com or the pedalsupshow.com. Either or, they're still linked up together. You can, you know, bring your bike and show us what you want to sell, or we sell bikes on our forum. You know, you, Danny, you like to making a lot of the bikes, so you have a spot that you can sell them. And if people want to come and go on there, I can make bikes, and then I can sell them on there too.
Especially like right now, man, with Burning Man right around the corner. I just posted a bike last week, which, you know, sold me, you know, 4 other bikes, because someone reached out from out of state, you know, because they saw the posting. They're like, hey, I gotta have a bike, so can you be my guy? So now I'm their guy to hook them up. So, you know, it takes a lot of money to put these bikes together. Where are you at with your bike? How's your SoCal bike coming along, man?
Okay, where do I start? My bike's already painted. I'm excited for it. I mean, it's completely changed. My Zephyr is completely changed from where it was before. It used to be silver and black. Now it's going to be a completely different color. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be really nice. So I'm really excited for what it came out. It got painted by Lee Cup from the others out here in Vegas. I'm trying to keep everything here Vegas made, Vegas local stuff. I also got the Shine Shop in Henderson. Ira from the Shine Shop, he is actually doing all my chroming and all my polishing.
Did you give yourself a budget, or you just kind of like, you need to get it done, I'm going to get it done?
I need to get it done. That is my attitude right now.
Because it's different, because you have a one-off. You know, one-off is different because obviously it's a one-off frame, you know, the only one out there.
Yes.
So you have to make it unique. You have to make it yours.
Everything is completely different on that bike. I do got to make a one-off. It is a one-off frame, but from where it was last time to where it's going right now, it's completely night and day difference.
So what's something that you've done that, you know, wasn't before, that wasn't there before?
I have a fender on there. I have a bobber seat on there, a motorcycle seat on there now. What else did I do?
That's a lot of fabrication just to change it up.
Yeah, Mario from the lab did that. Shout outs to Mario from the lab. He did a bunch of modifications on my thing. I moved my shifter about 8 inches forward. I have, what else did I do? I did talk about the fenders, the seat. Lighting is going to be different on it. It's just going to be a completely different vibe.
What about the wheels? You're keeping the same size wheels?
No, the wheels, same size wheels, but completely brand new set of wheels that I'm building for that bike. So everything is being built, but budget-wise, I'm not even looking at the budget right now. I can't even. It's
different.
It is different.
From having $1,000 budget to no budget. I mean, son.
The guy, it's not that like there's no budget. It's just I'm not trying to keep track of the budget right now because Eddie Dubs always gave me this rule of thumb that, you know what, don't ever use your paycheck to fuel this bike life stuff because you love this stuff too much that it will take away from your household, your relationships, and all that kind of stuff. It will do some damage.
I know. So last time I came in here, I've noticed you had parts and you move stuff around. So you've been selling stuff. Huh?
I've been selling stuff,
posting stuff.
That's what you got to do. I mean, you got to recycle. You got to sell stuff. I have about like 12 bicycles in the back that was donated to me, and then I fixed them all up, and now I have them. I'm selling them all.
Piggy bank.
Yeah, it's the piggy bank.
When you need it, it's there.
Yes, and when you need it, it's there. So I've accumulated a lot of stuff. So with that kind of stuff, I just got to sell, and then that pays for my paint job. That pays for my polishing and my chroming. It's just keep on consistent recycling.
Sometimes it can feel like hoarding, though, right?
It does. Yeah. So you got to keep recycling this kind of stuff, and it just gets crazy. So
for me, I had to flip a few bikes, to get my G. Son, where you at? Like Like right now, like where you think you at with like price wise? Just for me, so I can know. I want to know just for
price wise.
Yeah.
Price wise.
Hit me with it, son.
Hit you with it.
Where you at? What is that?
About 4,800 right now. That's
a lot of bikes to flip.
No, but see that's a lot of bikes. But that's just the upgraded of it. That's not counting that I've already owned a bike. I already had wheels already. I already spent prior to that. So whatever I spent before, it was like close to about $4,600 before. Now you're adding another 48,
with
$5
the
grand,
seat, with
everything that I've done to it. So it's like it's going.
You can come to the SoCal show. You can watch my $1,000 build, or you can watch Tony's $10,000 build and see, you know what I mean. So you can see the difference. So you can see where we're at.
Yeah.
Because I mean, price-wise, we did give ourselves a whole different budget, but that's a cool thing. So people can see the difference between, a show bike, a one-off, and what's available and what's out there for people to see.
And then I have two other bikes that are hopefully going to be being shown over there also, which is my Looptail Nova. But that one I'm painting myself. Here I'm taking it apart and I'm painting that this week. And then also I have my Dagger that's coming from Arizona. Pedro from Shadow, he's painting that one over there with his body shop. He's taking care of that one over there. So hopefully I have 3 bikes to be shown over there at the show. That's my thing. That's my. That's a lot of money right there. But yeah, I'm bringing all that to the show. If you got them, you got to show them out. And what better spot and time to show them out?
So me, I don't show a lot, but when you show and you don't get trophy or hardware, does it fucking hurt? Does it?
No.
Is it one of those like?
No, it
right
does not.
there?
It does not hurt me.
That's why I keep myself sometimes because I don't know if I can handle it.
No, I promise that it does not hurt me at all if I don't win a trophy. My trophies are mostly from the people that are telling me that I did a good job on the bike. My peers, builders that have been in the game, they have seen my bike and they tell me what they think about my bike. Hey Tone, you did good here. You did this. I'll take criticism. I'll take the pointers from them. But that is my trophy. I don't get butthurt or anything if I don't take any hardware home. I mean, it's nice. It is nice, but it's not my main thing to go over there to go do.
See, that's where we're different because when someone gives my bike attention, I'm trying to sell it. I'm like, oh, you like it? I'm like, I become that salesman. I walk over, I'm like, so 0 miles, I got the Carfax, everything. I'm trying to do because I don't have emotions with a lot of these bikes because to me, it's always been the quick flips. It's having that pocket full of cash has kind of been always more of a thing for me than the trophy. But now I'm trying to get into the show world. That's why I'm like, $1,000 isn't much, but your 10 G's to my 1,000.
It's close to it. It's close to it. So you get upset if you don't win some hardware?
Of course. I'm gonna cry in the car, man. No, not really. Like I said, me really, when we go to a lot of this stuff, I'm all about the rides. A lot of times I don't take the show bikes. I'm always in my little guacamole, or I'm always that guy. I'm the one hanging out with the nerds in the back. You know what I mean? With the quiet guys, with the outcasts. That's me. I'm always the quiet guy.
I'm the loud one.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'm
you
the
like
loud
to
one.
be in that crowd, and that's a cool thing. That's why when we go to these shows, it's always there's something for everybody.
Yeah.
And we get around, but this time I do want to have something to show, something really to take out there and show and really represent for us Danny Cheap guys out there that are scared of, or don't really want to take that step for the show bike. Now we're stepping into the Tony Vegas world.
Yeah, this is a whole different world. This is probably. We all say this is probably the last time, but this is probably the one that I'm just gonna be like, that's it for a very long time of building a actual show bike, because it does get costly. I mean, you have like guys like Brad Marlin. Brad Marlin is an amazing bike builder. He doesn't fabricate, but he has the vision on building certain bikes. But he has that income to keep coming out with new bikes and stuff. And with him, he does quality stuff. And there's a difference between just you can buy a bike and get into the world, but it's the actual transition of going into it. Taking all the stories that it takes for you to build that bike, from where you get the hub, where you get the wheels, where you get the tires, the spokes, the nipples, the tire, the forks, the handlebars, the stem, the grips, the brake cable, the brake lever. All that stuff, the frame, the seat post, the lights, the brakes, the bottom brackets, the pedals, the chain,
No,
everything.
I'm just like, shit.
Everything, all that kind of stuff.
Just
the
bikes,
rear hub,
man.
it's just bikes. But every piece of the bike has a story where you got it from. I have, on all my bikes, everything has a story. So those are the types of things that makes that bike building and that bike culture worth it. It's like you have something, you worked at it, you learn trials and tribulations, and you're going into it. So those are the types of things that we like to talk about and like to do and like to build. I obviously, yes, I am the shiny guy. You are the inexpensive cheap guy.
Hey, you see, I tried to paint my bike and they painted the wrong color.
And he painted it the wrong
Dark
color.
walnut.
Dark walnut.
Man.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I have a story about that. I was putting on gel and it was gold, and I thought it was just regular gel, but that gel is like makes your hair lighter. So it was like I had like a full head of golden hair.
And then I was getting the clear, and then I'm like, because it's behind the glass. So I'm like, hey, let me get that Satan. So like, you mean satin? I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yo, me and Rocky Balboa, we grew up like this. Yeah.
So yeah, man, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with the podcast, with the show, with the actual show. So speaking of show, the SoCal show, September 17th and the 18th. In Santee, San Diego is going to be dope. The 16th of September, there's a ride from Light Me Up San Diego's and Roberts Customs, the Light Me Up ride. And it's going to be a barbecue on the beach. It's a bonfire, bring a BYOB. It's a meet up at 4 o'clock, roll out at 7. That's going to be Friday night. They're doing that also. So there's just going to be a lot. And then the 17th is the show, the SoCal show. And it's gonna be epic, man. And then I believe the 18th, there's also something else on the 18th. I think there's like a farewell thing on the 18th. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff going on at the SoCal show that you do not want to miss. You guys that are bike builders, bring all your bikes. We want to see them all. Bring them all. We're gonna be showing all of them off. There's gonna be a lot of raffles, a lot of vendors, a lot of bikes, a lot of categories, a lot of things to be shown. The Pedals Up podcast crew is going to be up there showing up, and with a full production crew. That's the plan. We are going up and putting up a GoFundMe. We're trying to raise up $7,000 for the SoCal show so we can have everything that we possibly need for that SoCal show. So it's going to be lights, cameras, actions, all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited for this.
And
one.
if you want to see my $1,000 build and Tony's $1 million build, come out to the SoCal show and
they're gonna be building that build. But it's gonna be good. Take
Yeah.
pictures. So come on down to SoCal, the SoCal show, on the 16th to the 18th in Santee, San Diego. It's gonna be a dope ass show. The SoCal Bike Show out there in Santee, San Diego, 16th to the 18th. Yeah, and join us every week. Pedals Up Show every Thursday night at 8 o'clock here at the Pedals Up Show. We are going to have a lot of things changing, a lot of good things, positive things going up for us. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on our social media, on our YouTube page. And so it's going to be a dope show this September 17th. 16th, 17th, and 18th.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for this show. So like we always said in this show, thank you guys for tuning in every Thursday night. And if you ain't got a bike, get a bike. Stop being lazy in your goddamn life. And we out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out.